Welcome back to my channel, you guys. I know you've been wondering where I've been. I've been working extremely hard at the shop because I have to take 2 months off because my baby is starting back virtually instead of in person at school. So I've just been kind of prepping to take off for 2 months, but I'm back now. So today we're going to be working with my raw hair from my own collection that I put together. Yes, I finally got to put it together and I'm presenting it now. So I've been working on it also. So I've taken the cap. Her hair is already braided down. I just braided it straight to the back. I put the cap on. You see my fingerprints on the cap because I greased her scalp and I kind of touched it. So it's not touching where I'm applying the glue at. I'm also using the active, the boho active glue on the outer parts of the cap. I'm staying away from my hairline. Then we're just going to take my rat tail comb and kind of smooth that in so that it'll dry, and to make sure it further dries, I want to sit her under the dryer for about 10 minutes. Okay, I'm lying, it wasn't 10 minutes, it was probably like a good 3. So I'm using a 13x4 lace frontal unit, and I'll be pairing this with my raw curly. This is a Burmese frontal that goes with the Burmese curly hair that I have, but it pairs good with the Cambodian raw curly. As you can see, I'll be using 3 bundles of 18-inch. It's very thick, very curly, especially when you add water to it, and it's soft to touch. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and cut the lace off because I find it much more easier for me to work with it that way for some reason versus leaving the lace on and applying it to my client's head that way and then cutting it off. Okay, now that she's dry, I'm just going to go ahead and cut off this extra cap. I'm going to cut off the cap as close as I can get it to where I applied the glue. Now I'm just going to go in and sew down the back of her cap all the way across to the other side of her head. Now I want to take this stretch weaving net and I want to apply it to the back of my client's hair where the braids are exposed. And we're going to cover all that up. You want to make sure you get the stretchy net, you guys, because the other hard net, like, it's just too hard, too crunchy, and I don't got time for that. And trying to fight with that net to get it shaped to the roundness of your client's head. This net is shaped perfectly and it's soft and at the same time sturdy enough to hold the thread and the track. So we're going to sew that all the way around, and then I'm going to cut off the extra that I don't need. So now that that's all cut off, I'm going to go ahead and apply the makeup to her cap so we can bald her out. Because I did use a liquid foundation, I'm just going to take some alcohol and clean around her forehead, making sure not to touch the cap where I applied the glue at and seal the cap down. Yeah, I'm really starting to catch the hang of this frontal thing. Like, at first, it was just like, oh, I'm not gonna do this. But my clients, like, kept begging. So I was like, I just jump back into learning these things. But the more and more I do them, the more and more I'm becoming comfortable. The more and more I'm learning about the different laces, what works, what don't work. Like, so y'all feel free to drop me some advice in the comments if you see anything that I can do better. I'm open to it. Like, make sure it's nice and tasteful. Like, don't be disrespectful. I am open to criticism, but there's a fine line. I am an artist, remember, and I am sensitive. So now I'm just going to go ahead and apply her frontal, or I already did it because I was running my mouth and I missed it. But as you can see, like, it parts fairly well. I'm just going to kind of place it where I need it to be to make sure there are no, like, lumps and bumps and humps and bumps, humps and a bumps, humps and a bumps. Hey, is that how the song go? Anyway, so I'm just going to sew down the back of that once I got it placed, and then we'll proceed to whatever next step is next. So now I'm going to lightly coat this frontal. I'm not going to do it too heavy because, again, this is a liquid foundation and I need this glue to stick, y'all. Because I done ran into some things where I've used the liquid foundation and it just did not mesh well with that glue, and I know exactly why. So now I'm just going to go ahead and apply the glue to the edges of that cap. And I'm probably going to do like 3 layers, maybe 2, I couldn't remember. But we about to see, I guess. So after that glue has dried up clear, I'm going to go ahead and apply and pull down this frontal. And I'm going to place it in place. I'm going to take my time with this because, again, like I already cut off the lace. So I can't just like pull it down and press it in like you would normally do. I have to kind of take it bit by bit, piece by piece. Once it's done, I'm just going to go ahead and cut off her ear tabs. And then I'm just going to go in and take a band and take it across her head and press. That way I can press in the lace and the glue down to her head and it'll mesh and mold. And while that's doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and sew in the back of her hair with the 18-inch raw curly hair. So now that I'm done sewing all of her hair in, I'm going to take off the band and I'm going to proceed to kind of pluck in her hairline and molding it. So now that I've cut and carved out her baby hairs, I'm going to take some Alpha G foam wrap and I'm going to mold down her baby hairs. I did move fairly quick because I noticed that when I use the foam wrap, it kind of lifts. I am heavy-handed and yeah, I had to get this in real quick. So after I finished molding down her baby hair, I'm going to go ahead and apply the band again and let that sit. And then I'm going to proceed to styling her hair, wetting it down, and getting it prepped for her to send to the dryer. So now we're back from the dryer. I didn't let it dry all the way through, but it dried just enough for me. I also needed it just to dry so that her frontal could mesh back down into her forehead. So now I'm just going to comb out those baby hair, and I'm going to proceed to styling her hair. We chose to do a middle part for this style today, but she can typically really wear it any way she wants because it is a 13x6 frontal. So if she want to wear it to the side, if she want to kind of wear it like some up, some down, she could. So this is the final look, you guys. It is so Miami Beach. So I did leave like a cute little picture of her at the end of this video so you guys can see her on her boat ride with her cute little swimsuit. And of course these curls just flapping in the wind, or she just giving you straight Ebony magazine Jet Beauty of the Week vibes, you know. But back to this hair. So this hair can be purchased online at www.hairbymeeka.com. I will leave the information down in the description box if you guys want to order. Shipping is now available. Look at all that body. Look at that shine. Look at that luster. This hair you gotta have. You gotta have it. It's hot outside, you guys. So yeah, look at her getting her Jet Beauty of the Week on. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share, and I'll talk to you later.